moving on to Carson Wentz. Brandon, you had a bold prediction at the start of this season. On the first episode of this podcast, one of the questions that we had was, will Carson Wentz have a bounce back year now that he's reunited with his former offensive coordinator Frank Reich? And Brandon, you thought he would. For most of the season, I'd say you've looked pretty wrong. Good job on not betting the Popeyes biscuits on that, because you'd be choking right now. Um, and the Colts faced off against the 1-4 Texans, and Carson Wentz and the Colts were able to hand them their fifth loss of the season. Brandon, you saw something in Carson Wentz that made you feel like him and this team will turn this whole thing around. So, can you let me know what you saw, Brandon?
Yeah, like I said, even when he was having a bad season, it wasn't that bad. And um, I think Philadelphia is just bad. So I think he was just a decent quarterback on a bad system. It's similar to the Baker situation, except it's a decent quarterback on a really good system. And now you've got more talent surrounding him. You've got Frank Reich, who's back with him, and you've got the missing piece, Ty, who was there all along, just injured. Up until now, he didn't have a number one receiver. So he was playing with second, third, fourth receiver, and he didn't have a number one guy. And now they've got him. So I'm sticking with it. I think he's going to have a decent comeback. I think a playoff would be a tough ask at this point, but I think he'll do better than he did the last couple seasons.
All right. So, how will Carson Wentz and the Colts finish off this season, Jin? With a loud bang, or with a quiet little murmur?
I mean, I think they're gonna. I think Carson Wentz is gonna, play okay. Knowing that he has some injuries coming up and stuff like that. So it's definitely good that he's gonna be. Every single quarterback needs development at this point. Just like all the rookies, treat him like a rookie because everybody's thinking about how he's developed and everything like that. But if you go back, he still have a lot of things to fix up. He's still on his like he's still got his teething problems and everything like that. He just needs to work on those with Frank Reich and be positive. And I hate to say this, but they're gonna need to sit him down for at least 4 or 5 games so don't lose that top round pick to Philly because nobody, especially me, do not want to see the Philadelphia Eagles have 3 top 10 picks in next year's draft. So I want to make sure that never happens, and I hope Jalen can win some games so that they don't get loaded up all of a sudden. Unless they draft wide receivers, they can draft all 3 wide receivers in the top 10, and they all be bust at that point.
Mm. Brandon, so you're still holding out hope for Carson.
I think he's good. I think now that he's got a number one, I think he's going to look a lot better than he did the past few weeks.
All right. So I guess the next game is going to be a good one against the 49ers, and then the following game against the Titans. Those are easy games, bro. Are you confident?
The Titans are also very inconsistent. I know we're suffering from a bit of recency bias because they just beat the Bills, but they did get blown out by the Cardinals in week one.
That was week one.
And they also lost to the Jets. So let's not crown them the top. Okay. They've had their ups and downs, and
Okay.
we just gotta rely on that inconsistency a little bit. And I think we'll be good. And on that point, I think the Colts have a better run defense.
Okay. Okay. So no Derrick Henry 75-yard run, clocking what was that, 21 miles per hour?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be as disruptive. I think you can pretty much guarantee that if you're playing Derrick Henry, he's probably going to have a couple rush bursts. You just
Yeah.
kind of have to manage them and pick and choose your battles. I just think the Colts have a bit of a stronger run defense and can shut that down.
Okay. You know what? Like when I'm watching Derrick Henry, I'm honestly not even looking for the long runs. I just want to see him stiff arm guys. 'Cause it's almost like a miracle to watch this guy just toss 250-pound guys out of the way like they just weigh nothing.